Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi, today I'm presenting on the Myers-Briggs type indicator. It is a test done in the 1940s to actually figure out what's your personality type. A little bit about who am I. My name is Jason. I'm from TTC. I'm here today to give you all a presentation on the different types of personality that is categorized by Myers-Briggs. Okay. Before we start our session, I would like to give you all an agenda overview of what we're going to do today. We're going to start with an icebreaker session, and then after that we'll go to the background of this study, and we'll look at the different personality types, and we'll also do a personality test, and an analysis on the test that you do, and a conclusion. Okay, so today we're going to start with an icebreaker. The icebreaker is called the artist. So in front of you there will be 3 sets of papers. Okay, take your time and use some color pencils. Okay, draw a picture that represents who you are without using any words or numbers.
Draw a picture without using any words.
So don't use any words or any numbers. You can use colors or a picture that can show who you are or represents who you are. Okay, are you all ready?
No.
No, okay,
Yeah.
take your time.
Sorry.
Okay, we'll start with the participant on the left. Before you also present, can you also give an introduction on yourself and why you are here and what you do for work?
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Jane. I'm here today because I want to learn more about MBTI. I've heard a lot about this personality test and I'm very interested to know deeper about it. And then I also want to know what's my type.
Okay.
And I do what I do for work. I'm a business development manager.
Okay, that's good. What did you draw today?
I drew a smiley and a thumbs up and a peace sign.
Based on your drawing, what does it represent?
I don't know, I think today I feel good. And then I'm excited to be here. And then I also just want to get to know everyone.
Thank you. The next person, again, introduce yourself. What's the purpose of you coming here? And what did you draw? And explain a bit more on what you draw.
Okay, so I'm Joanne. I was sent to this course by my supervisor. I'm the marketing manager of the company.
Okay.
I drew my own face. It's 2 kids. I have 2 kids.
Okay.
And appeal because I'm a pharmacist by training actually before I joined this company.
Okay. How did you feel when you were drawing the picture?
I was also looking at other people and then I was like, oh, why am I drawing my own face? So I was like, yeah, maybe it's like I feel like everybody has a different perspective of what represents them. But
Okay.
I felt like I was like the one that just like, oh, I just drew my own face. Why did I draw my own face?
Okay, that's good. And why are you here today? What's the purpose of you?
Yeah, I mean, apart from being sent for this course by my supervisor, I thought my script is also very interesting. I've done a test very long ago when I was in uni, and I don't know whether it's still the same now, so I think that would be quite interesting to see.
Okay, that's good. Everyone give a hand to the next, again, what do you do? What's your name? And why are you here?
Hi, I'm Ching Mei. I'm working in a bank. I'm doing compliance. I'm also at JB, Joanne, assigned by my company to come to join this class actually. The main reason why my company assigned me is because they want me, my boss wants me to, ask me to learn how to work better with my colleagues. So I hope through this class I'll be able to understand what am I and how do I able to communicate with my colleagues and peers better.
Okay, that's
So
good.
what I do today is actually a butterfly, and it's purple color because my favorite color is purple. Butterfly because I can adapt well, and then I love freedom. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all for coming again. Now that you all know each other, you all can be relaxed and get to know each other more as the day goes by. Okay, so today we're going to start on our presentation, which is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or MBTI. The MBTI is a self-report questionnaire that claims to categorize individuals into 16 different types of personality. It was actually done in the 1940s. It was actually done by a mother and sister duo. It is taken from Carl Jung, a famous psychiatrist slash philanthropist, who actually feels that people can be divided into different types of personalities. So this mother and daughter duo, they took it down and they broke it into a more detailed observation. It was actually developed during World War II when Catherine and her daughter Isabel felt that they could actually match. So during World War, a lot of the men went to war, and then the woman was at home working. So Catherine and Isabel felt that by doing this test, personality test, they can actually help categorize people into different personalities to help them get different types of jobs that will again match their personality to increase their job satisfaction and performance. So according to Briggs-Myers, there are 4 main dimensions of how you can categorize people, and in there they have 2 different types of sets of types of styles in every dimension. So the first one is energy style. Does anyone know what energy style is?
I've heard of that extrovert and introvert before. It's like your social skills, is it?
No, it's actually how you get your energy. So from different types of people, there are different types of energy styles. So how you get your energy is either by being alone or going out to socialize. So that's the first dimension, which is energy style, and it's categorized into extroverts and introverts. I'll explain more later as we go through. The next dimension is cognitive style. Anyone has any idea what that is?
How you think? Is it cognitive is thinking?
Yes, so you're on the right track. It's how you think, but it's also how you process information, by sensing or by intuition.
What does that mean?
So when someone gives you information, how you actually process it is based on whether you are a sensor or you use your intuition to think and maybe guess, or maybe use more gut feeling. Yeah, I'll explain more later also. And the third style is your value style. So value is actually how you make decisions. So there's also two types of things, which is a thinker and a feeler. And the fourth dimension is lifestyle. Lifestyle is more like how you go to about your day-to-day, everyday life. Okay, any questions on this? So there's 4 dimensions, and in these 4 dimensions, there are 2 different spectrums, which is for your energy style, you have extrovert and introvert. For your thinking style, you have sensors and intuitors. And for your decision making, you have thinkers and feelers. And for your lifestyle, you have judges and perceivers.
So judges means judgmental, is it?
No, it doesn't mean judgmental.
Oh.
It means actually people who are more planners, they are very organized and meticulous. Yeah. So from this style, based on these 4 quadrants, we are able to get 16 different personality types, which I will explain more later as we go through this lecture. Okay, so we'll go into the first one, which is the energy style. Your energy style is where you actually get your energy source, so where you focus your attention. Extroversions are people who draw energy from action. So people who like to socialize, and when they socialize, they feel like, oh, they have a lot of, they do gain more energy, they feel more energized. And if they are inactive, they are more demotivated. They need to rebuild their energy by actually taking a break, and then going out again to socialize. And the next we have introversion. Introversion are people who gets their energy by being sort of like alone. They like to reflect, and they will also take a lot of time to think and analyze. Okay.
Can you be both?
You can fall, so in the spectrum, you can be either more of one. You cannot be both, but you can be very close to each other. So if you're very close to each other, then the sort of like it shadows each other. But you can be either at one end of the spectrum or other end, and you'll be very like different.
What if I like to? Sorry.
Sorry.
It could be balanced also, right?
Yeah, you can be balanced, but you usually tend to lean more towards one. Yeah, but those that leans more towards one, it's totally fine, because there are many different types of personalities.
So how do you categorize the person if the person leans towards one but he is let's say I'm extroverted, but I feel that I'm also introverted also, but I feel that I'm in the middle. So how do you categorize me?
We can do a test later, and then you can see towards where you lean more, and then that will be more of where your energy source is, but it's not a full, like you're not at the end of the spectrum where you are a full extrovert or a full introvert. So if let's say you are very near extrovert but just above it, then you'll see like there's a lot of shadow of introversion following you. Yes.
So you're not an extreme extrovert or extreme introvert, but if you are like in the balance here.
Yeah, so if you're in the balance, you'll have a bit of both, but your main will always still be either one. So the key differences between extroversion and introversion. So extroversion people are very action oriented. They love activities, they love to socialize, they love going out. They seek breadth of knowledge and influence. So for them, like they would like to know a vast information instead of focusing onto something. They want frequent interaction, and they would like to actually communicate a lot, and they feel energized when they spend a lot of time with other people. Introversion or introverted people are very thought oriented. they are mostly thinking and spending time alone, and that's when they feel recharged. That doesn't mean that they do not like to go out, but they will feel their energy drained when they go out. They seek depth and knowledge and influence. So if there's a specific task or a specific agenda, they would really want to know the details of it. And they just like interaction but substantial, and they recharge by spending time alone. Any question on this?
Is it possible to, like, let's say I like talking to people, but at the same time I also like to do my own thing. Like after a while I just like want to just go back and do my own thing.
Yeah, it's possible. That means you might be, where you said just now, between both. So you might be a very close. Yeah. So based on this, what do you all think you all are like? Do you think you are more extroverted or introverted?
I feel the same as Jimmy. Like I can see myself like some is in extroversion, some is in introversion. Like I definitely would need to recharge by spending time alone. But I also tend to feel like I prefer to know like breadth of knowledge rather than depth of knowledge. But I also prefer substantial interaction rather than frequent interaction.
Yeah, so you might be a close. So when you do the test, yeah, it's an introversion extroversion thing where you are very close and it actually shadows each other.
You know, like the DISC and the dove and the colors, like how does it fall into these? Like, does it overlap?
Definitely.
Yeah, I took that test.
Yeah. I also
I'm a
did
dove actually. No, I'm half like dove and
peacock.
yes,
Yeah.
peacock.
Yeah,
I
so
know that
it,
this is our social stuff, but not our personality, is it?
Oh,
yeah, it
Yeah,
actually.
dove is
personality, you know.
Really,
Dove is just like follow.
dove is very peaceful. They
Peaceful.
tend to be like
Yeah, follower.
they want to be more accommodating.
No,
Agreed.
Got
So
four,
it
right?
actually,
Out of 5.
it actually interlaps, but this test was done before that. So the dove and the color test, it was an exaggeration of this.
Oh.
So an MBTI is actually to find out your personality first, and then after that, then you will then use that one as a next step to then figure out your different colors or your personalities in the dove.
I mean, I think this one will be more specific because there's like 16 types. That one's like 4 types only. So
Yeah, it is, but these 16 types will then link to those type of things. So in summary, extraversion and introversion. An introvert person is someone whose interest is inwards towards their own feeling and thoughts, whereas an extrovert is attention is directed towards the other people from the outside world. Okay. Okay. So we'll then now go to the next dimension, which is how you process your information. Okay, so to perceive information according to Myers and Briggs, there are 2 main types, which is sensing and intuition. So people who are more sensors, they do feel that information has to be present, tangible and concrete, and it has to be understood by their 5 senses. Okay, so these type of people, they distrust hunches. They always look for facts and details. Okay, for people who are intuitive, they trust information that is less dependent on their senses, but can be associated with other information that's either remembered or discovered by seeking a pattern. They are more interested in also the future possibilities, the underlying theory, and the principles which are manifested in the data. Any questions on this?
So like sensory babies will be S.
Yeah,
And is N like big picture?
and is more big picture. They tend to not just look at what the goal is for now, but also for the future. And they are more like hoping that there's underlying theories to help manifest.
can this change again over time? Like maybe I was born as a sensory baby
Yes.
because maybe I play with sand and all, so that's very sensory, right?
Yeah.
But if I grew up in an environment where my dad has like big picture, will I eventually be N? Or because I feel like I'm more N now, but like I think I was an S baby.
I believe you can change over time because environment and who you are with and like where you live, where you work, I think it will actually affect how you think and change. So I think in time, like people can actually change.
I think for me also last time I was doing sales, I'm more to intuition one. Then when I do compliance, right, it's all about facts, then I tend to behave like the first one. So I think it's depending on where you are at the point in time.
It's like, can your personality at work and at home be different? Like, if you
Yes, there are cases like that where some people, there are different people at home and there are different people at work. But then again, it's like, is it your real personality or is it like how you actually feel during work or at home? So I think like when you do the test, you could actually, when you answer truthfully, then that's who you really are. But you can always portray yourself as someone else, maybe to suit that environment. Yeah.
this is the same for sensing.
Okay. So for S, sensing and intuition, these are the key differences when it comes to information processing. So every time an information is given to someone who is more of a sensing type, they are very practical, they are down to earth, they are detail oriented, and they are very concrete. However, if you're an intuitive person, you are more like a visionary, you always care a lot about the future, you are imaginative, and you try and read like between the lines. So to summarize this, so in summary, for your information, the way you process it, there are two main types again, which is sensing and intuition. In essence, sensing is seeing what is directed in front of you, while intuition is about sensing what might be beyond the obvious. Okay, before we proceed to the next dimension, do you all have any questions on sensing and intuition?
I mean, if we go back to the previous slide, then I think we can. It's like, again, I feel like some things I'm like sensing and some things I'm intuition.
Yeah, so I think with this test, you will definitely have a cross because it's very rare to find someone who is at one end, which is like everything intuition or everything sensing. But if sort of like if you are maybe like a visionary and imaginative, but on the other hand you are very down to earth when it comes to thought making, when it comes to your information processing, then yes, you do have sensing in you, but then you are just more of an intuitor.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Qingmei? What do you think you are more like?
I still think I'm in between.
But what's like the dominant?
What is a more dominant?
I'm very down to earth. I think so. I'm not so, I don't vision a lot. Quite future oriented, yes.
Are you?
Detail oriented, maybe.
I think like literal.
Quite
Quite practical, yeah.
Practical.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Maybe
you
more
might be
sensing.
more of a sensing, but then again, you might have in some lapse, like cross in intuition.
What do you mean by like? Because down to it's like at opposite side, right? Either practical or visionary, lah. Is it or?
Yes. So it's these differences that I'm showing you all is the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you are very like a very strong intuitive person, will have like all this, and then for them like this doesn't really like captures how they process information. Okay.
What's a telltale sign? Like if I meet somebody new
Yeah.
at a workplace, for example, like would I be able to sort of
Guess.
what they are? Like they're either an S or an N, right? N
Yeah,
or
N.
X.
I think it's when you pass down information to them and you see how they actually process it. So if someone is very like a sensor, they'll be very meticulous. They'll ask you a lot of questions about what you have given them. Like they're very detail oriented. They'll be like, oh, why did you pass me this information? What is it for? And they'll ask you to elaborate a lot more. But people with intuition, they will just be like able to sort of like understand your concept, and they will then like ask you maybe like why did you give me this information? Like what's it for? Like why do you use it for the future or what? Any other questions? We will then move on to the third dimension of the MBTI, which is your decision making functions. So if you remember in the start, we did energy levels, and then we did information processing. Now we're doing how decision is made. So this is actually very closely related to information. So how you process your information will then lead to how you make your decision. Okay, there are two main categories in this when it comes to decision making, which is thinking and feeling. Thinkers tend to decide things from a more detached standpoint. They measure their decisions by what seems reasonable, logical, consistent, giving a set of rules. People who are thinkers have trouble to interact with people who are inconsistent and illogical. On the other hand, there are people who are feelers. People who are feelers, they make decisions by associating or empathizing with the situation. They look at it from the inside, and then they weigh the situation to achieve balance and also achieve harmony and also consensus of the group. And they also are very considerate. They consider the needs of the people involved. Any questions on this?
You can feel like I got both. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, you will feel like you have both. So if you look at it, like to summarize, thinkers, they are very logical, they are objective, they are frank, they are truth, and they always seek justice. While feelers, they tend to like look at values. They're very personal, thankful, love, and mercy.
Maybe a bit of thinking.
I feel like I have, like, no, I feel like the last time I did this because I actually tried before.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to understand myself better because I changed like a few years ago. I changed, and then like 2 years ago I did, and I changed again. But I was from F and then now I became T. But that was like 2 years ago lah. But yeah, but usually if it comes to very big decisions, then my logic side kicks in a lot. Then I tend to be more T. But then on day to day I feel like more F.
Yeah, how about you all, like Joanne and Jimmy?
I'm F as well.
How about you, teacher?
I'm a very high T.
Oh.
Yes, I actually
Yes.
use a lot of logic, objective, and truth and justice and frankness when it comes to my.
Then how do you communicate with someone who's more to a feeling person?
That one we will learn after this in our next. Once we have our whole personality test, then we will learn how to communicate with someone from the other end, because then you will see how the different personality contrasts. So thinkers involve mental process of reasoning, judgment, and problem solving, while feelers, they base on their experience, emotion, and subjective sensations. We will now go to the last dimension, which is lifestyle. Lifestyle preferences are how you choose to sort of like live your day-to-day life. Okay. So there's two main categories in this, which is judging and perceiving. Judging means you prefer a structured environment. You want a clear plan on how to approach tasks and goals. You prioritize your tasks and you work towards completing it, even if it means being not so spontaneous. Perceivers, on the other hand, they are adaptable and they can handle unexpected changes or challenges more easily. They are very open to exploring different options and they are not concerned about sticking to a rigid plan. So again, the key differences. Judging is controlled, methodological, prompt, very good at plans, and meeting deadlines. While perceiving, they are more relaxed and improvising. They like to procrastinate, they are spontaneous, and they view deadlines as a
I am
guide.
super P lah, so 100%.
Right.
View deadlines as a guide, totally.
So based on this, what do you think you are?
That's very good.
We can start with Jing Mei.
I think I'm more to judging, but maybe a bit of P.
Like relax lah.
Relax, yeah. But the rest is actually more to judging.
Yeah.
Very judging.
So do you plan like holidays?
Plan, but itinerary, no.
Oh.
Not so much. For holidays, I'm more relaxed. I
Okay.
go with the
But
flow.
work,
I never work, yes.
Plan.
Deadlines means deadlines.
Yeah. How about Joanne?
I'm a P, although people always think that I'm J, but my true self is a P.
Then again, like you have to adapt based on your environment, and also sometimes you have to, you have to be on a different category, but your
Yeah.
true self might be a P.
I think that you have a lot of like things to follow up,
Yeah.
and you can't not be a J, but given in the true personality, it's definitely a P. Yeah.
How about JD?
Definitely a P. I tend to procrastinate a lot, so. But I think like that's why for me in my work, I like when I work with a bunch of people who are under judging, because I work better with like external structure. So if I impose my own deadline, it's like always a guide. But if someone else tells me like, okay, I need you to do this by Monday, then I will do it by Monday. But I can't really set it for myself because I will see it as a guide for myself. But that's why I tend to work with people who are more like in the judging lah, because I appreciate their planning for me, because I can't really plan. Yeah.
Again, there is no right or wrong, because these are just different personalities, and again, is to try to find the right fit, and based on what your MBTI personality is, and then maybe you will then see like what is more suited, or what type of role is more suited for you.
So in a workplace, is it better to have people with different personalities or quite similar? Like we're just talking about J and P, right? What if like you have 6 work colleagues, right? And they're all P? Would that be fine as well?
It's better to have a mix actually, and based on your mix, that's actually when you might see some people tend to take some different roles. Yeah, so of course, like if it's a more like someone who is more a J, maybe it's better to give them a bit more authority, so that you make sure that your deadlines are met, that that your company is running promptly, there's plans and all that.
Or like a project manager should be a J lah,
Yes.
in the company.
Yes, but a creative person on the other side, they might be this because they need to be, have a relaxed environment, they need to always be improvising to be able to think freely. Yeah. So it's good to actually have a mix if you are looking at an organization. And I think if you have different types of personalities, then that's when you will have a healthier environment. Okay.
So let's say if somebody is like INTP,
Yeah.
and you're working with the complete opposite, ESFJ, would it be like the hardest thing to work with because it's the extreme opposite of like both? I mean like in all
Yeah,
four
it
quadrants.
might be a bit hard in that sense. But then again, as they always say, opposite attracts, right?
Yeah.
So maybe with that, then it might also help to balance out
True.
the two personalities of different type of people, so you get the balance. Yeah. So to summarize the lifestyle component, judging individuals are organized, structured, and decisive. while perceivers, they are flexible, adaptable, and they enjoy the different possibilities that life can offer. So the 4 dimensions, to recap, energy, information, decision, and lifestyle. On one end of energy, you have extroversion, and then on the other hand, you have introversion. Extroversion means to get your energy by socializing from an outside source, and introversion is to be alone, to get your energy by sort of like recharge your energy by being alone and thinking and reflecting.
But an introvert can also be very talkative then, but they just need to go home and recharge, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this doesn't mean that they are like introverted outside, like they're quiet or
It's
they
not
don't
their
like to
social
talk.
skill lah.
Yeah, it's not their social skill, but it's how they get their energy.
Understand.
Yeah, so how they actually recharge. Like for some people, like going out talking to people, like just give them lots and lots of energy. Information, how you process your information by sensing and intuition. Yeah, and decision making by thinking or feeling, and then your lifestyle by judging or perceiving. Okay, we will take a 5 minutes break, and then we'll continue after this with the test. Okay, continue.
Okay. I think my first one at MBE was also don't know.
I think you're E,
Shall see.
you know, but then before?
And the different types of indications. We can now do a quick test to see
Oh, okay.
which personality best applies to you. Okay?
Okay.
I'll be handing out this test. This is an indicator to see what type of personality you are. There are 50 questions. Answer truthfully. There is no right or wrong, okay? And it's just how you like to decide things. This is what the test is. From question 7 to 25, it's all A or B, but from question 7 to 25, there is a C. So you also make sure you answer that. Once you answer that, okay, you skip the last page. We'll go through the last page together. Okay? Okay. Jaylin, Joanne, and Chinmay. Okay. Throughout the test, if you have any questions, you can just ask me. Anything you are unsure about.
Can I ask, like, do I think about this in terms of like my work or at home, like my personal life?
I think just think of it is more like the questions are not based on work.
Okay.
It's more from your day to day.
Today, okay.
Yeah.
But what if last time I'm like this, but now I'm like that?
Think of something.
So okay, think of how you feel like on the
Right.
present. Yeah. Not like on the past, like on the present. Yeah. Like how you feel today.
Okay.
But I think these questions are quite general, so it doesn't like how you feel today won't really affect the difference.
Okay.
Yeah. You can take your time and answer.
I don't know, this one I can't. Sometimes I feel.
What if you feel both?
I feel like maybe sometimes I follow, but sometimes I really follow.
You can only choose A or B, so based on what you usually do. Like if out of 10, 6 times you choose A, then A would be the more relevant answer.
Understand?
Oh,
今天有没有评论区？
If you're not too sure, just choose what you will most likely answer.
What is the new engineers? Smart. They're brilliant. Confident.
The last one do together.
Yeah. Okay, you can take your time.
Part two, part two continue.
Part two, yeah, continue.
So it's like so big.
Yeah, so
A or B?
yeah.
A or B.
companies do this one before they hire people? Not all companies
not really like not really now. This is more like a personality test. Maybe they do it not for the hiring process, but maybe to just see the cohesion in the team. Okay. Now that you all have done your 50 questions, at the last page, you will see this. So for each of the question you choose, you will then get a point. So for example, if question number 1, you chose B, you circle B. If question number 1, you circle A, then yeah, you circle A. Okay, so then after that you add up your points. Okay. Okay, so for question 1, what did you all answer? So if you answered A, you go to J and you circle number 2.
Oh, next to it the P circle the P.
Circle the points. Yeah, circle the points. If you
Okay.
circle, if you get B, you circle B. Okay. And then question number 2, A or B. Question number 3, A or B. Then you circle and then just see how many points you get.
So if 25, I got 2 answers, just circle both A and C.
You can only choose one.
No, you can choose 2.
Oh yeah. Then
If 2 answers are true, circle both. So
Yeah,
I just
yes.
circle both.
yeah, circle both.
Okay. But there's no C also actually.
C0.
25, C0.
C0. Okay, so once you have circled all, you then add the total points of every column.
Plus everything.
Yeah, column by column first.
Oh,
Wow, yeah.
So then plus up here, is it?
No, you add up here all the columns.
And then once you plus each column,
Okay, wait, we wait for the rest.
yeah, what is
No S at all.
equal?
how do you feel?
So the S and
How do you
N.
feel?
Circle the one with the highest. So once you have add up all your column, so okay, which one has the highest point, E or I? So E, circle E, 10, S or N, circle F or T or F.
F.
Oh, there's
Then
increase
G.
of
Oh,
Wow.
what is that? Right ah.
We're the complete opposite of each other.
Oh no.
E,
Oh,
E,
so after you add,
S.
if it's equal, how go? Sorry,
Uh-huh.
if it's equal, how?
F. G.
If it's equal, you leave it blank.
no, it's equal to the sign. You select.
Correct, I see. I-
Oh.
okay.
Sorry.
The one I
Didn't
guess
see that.
yeah, opposite ah.
Yes, because you write
I
hundreds.
So NTP.
But I think it's still. Oh, you're high, ah.
If it's equal.
If it's equal, so only my I and E is equal.
I was at ENFP and I'm ENFJ now, but by 1.1.
Okay, so once you all have circled everything, you then
What's yours?
choose the one with the most
Yes,
points.
I'm strong.
So let's see what you guys got, and let's dive a bit more into your results. So you can start with Joanne. Joanne, for extroversion and introversion, what did you get?
I'm E,
By, is it a lot of difference or?
yeah, by a lot of difference. So definitely
So you're definitely an E. Do you feel like you're an extrovert or an introvert?
extrovert.
Okay. And for the
I'm an
next.
extrovert that doesn't talk that much compared to an introvert friend I have.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do gain energy when I talk to people.
Oh, okay. So, and how about in the way you process your information? Are you more towards the sensing or intuition?
It was a tie. And then they say in case of a tie, then select N. So
Okay.
it's intuition.
It's interesting. So you're very close between both.
Mm.
So I think like there are times where you can just sort of like go towards more sensing or more towards intuition. Is it? Or
Yeah.
okay. And for your decision making process, are you a feeler or a thinker?
It's a 100% filler. I have 0 points on thinking.
There's no right or wrong. It means you're very like
I'm protected.
yeah. So that means you're very like loving, compassionate, kind. Okay, if we go to feeling. Yeah, so yeah, you do very personal, tactful love and a lot of mercy. How about for your last one, your lifestyle?
J.
J is Y.
1 point extra.
But you did mention something has changed. Like before this, when you did the test, you were a pursuer.
Yeah, I was always in ENFP, but it's the first time, but also haven't done the test quite a long time already.
Okay.
Today it was the first time that it was ENFP.
Do you feel that like things has changed over the last few years? What made you think that like you have become more of a judging type of personality compared to a pursuing?
I think the responsibilities have changed as
Okay.
I mature in life, get older. There are more responsibilities. Also, after having kids, I think it has more J elements toward it because it could learn a bit more, like pack the stuff, go out. Yeah. So yeah, but this is also my first time getting ENFJ lah. But the last time it was ENFP, which was maybe 5-6 years ago.
Okay. Well then, later we will go more into your personality, what it means, like what type of person you are. But before that, can we get the next participant, maybe Qingmei, to maybe share with us a bit of her results?
I'm an E, but
Okay.
also my I is actually quite a lot, so like 10
Okay.
and 6.
Okay.
So I feel like I think I like talking to people, but at the same time I just also want to have my own time.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you are conversing and going out with people that you get more energized? Is it more?
Yes, but not so much also actually. I will
Okay.
talk to a certain extent and okay, I don't want to talk anymore. I just want to do like
Okay.
be on my own time.
Okay. How about your thought
Sensing.
process?
Sensing S
Yeah.
I want to sensing definitely.
Okay.
15 and 4.
And do you feel that is correct? I mean, do you feel
Yeah.
that is true to you?
Yes.
So you're practical, down
Yeah.
to earth, concrete.
Yeah. Definitely. And
Okay.
then the next one would be F.
Yeah.
But the score is actually very near 8 and 10.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit of both also.
Okay.
And then my last one is definitely J lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 and 2. Yeah,
Wow.
definitely a J. We're opposite girl.
Oh my god, we are total opposite. Yeah, opposite.
Okay.
But that's why we will
So
be very good together.
the next would be Jaylin. So what's your
I am an INTP. But then in terms of like, so based on my O1, like my E and I, they tie, they're both 8 points each. But I think maybe this one has changed. I think I was more I, but I've become maybe more E now.
Okay.
But I think also maybe because of like work settings and maybe no more COVID already lah, so we can go out a bit more. Then for S and N, I'm an N.
Wow, you're very
0
strong.
S, yeah, like total.
What is N again?
Picture.
And it's
Picture.
intuition. So Jaylin is like
Visionary.
No.
Jaylin is at the other end of a spectrum where she's like a very strong N. Yeah, she's visionary, future oriented.
I think
Yeah.
that's quite true. Like I have difficulty being quite practical sometimes. Like, I mean, if I don't think of restrictions, then I think I will can really like think very far ahead. But if, like it tends to be like when it comes to work, it tends to be more practical, right? But so I just want to ask you whether it's, you say if it's everyday thing, then I think I'm more like that. Then I'm T, which is also quite high. I'm like 15 and my T is 15 and my F is 3. But I think like sometimes I think some people think I'm very freely because I think I care a lot about the people, but when it comes to making decisions, I'm very logical lah. Factual. I think the idea needs to be logical or have like backings, right? Like rather than like, because but I tend to give in a lot lah, so I don't know. Then the last one is P, which I know I am. Or it's like the opposite of Qingmei. I'm 2 and 14, which is very strong. Yeah, I only have one.
Okay.
Interesting.
Actually, didn't ask Qingmei. So have you done this test before?
I don't think so, you know. But even if I were to do, I don't know that I've done before. Maybe also.
How about you, Jaylin?
Yes, I have.
Do you see any changes or
Same, just that not as
Not as-
fast. But it was because we say it's still between E and I, I was almost
Yeah,
E.
yeah.
But I think before the most recent time I did was also INTP.
Oh.
Before that was INFP, and then before that was ENFP lah. So,
Oh, ENFP?
so I think
Oh, that's like so different.
yeah, quite different.
When is
I don't know.
ENFP time? In high school?
Yeah, like uni, college time I was ENFP.
Then after that, you were an INTP.
INFP,
INFP, okay.
but then like maybe a few years ago I'm T.
What about your F has?
Drop.
Is
I thought the T and F doesn't really change.
Maybe it can. That's why I feel like it depends. Like if in social situation, I think a lot more F. Because I think like
But it's about decision making though.
yeah, decision making I'm very T. Yeah, when it comes to actually making decisions, I'm very T. So it actually takes very long to.
But before that you were F. Or you always
Yeah, I think I was always T lah. Like I would like even if you say shopping also, I'll take like more than 1 month to buy one or something lah. You know, I need to research so much on a particular item before I buy. Yeah, because it has to be like correct, not that I like something. That's why I think like my T is quite strong.
Okay, so we will then move one step ahead to then see what does your MBTI says about you. So then we'll do an analysis. Okay, so as you can see, there are 16 different types of personality, and then it will be based on like the difference of four. Okay, can we start with Qingmei? Qingmei, which are you again?
ESFJ, caregiver.
ESFJ, the
What
caregiver.
does it mean?
You are friendly, outgoing, reliable, conscientious, organized, practical, and you seek to be helpful and you please others, and you enjoy being active and productive. Is it true,
Yeah.
or do you think it's like okay? And Joanne, you are an ENF.
G now.
You're an ENFJ now, which is a giver.
Giver and
Caregiver and giver.
You're caring, you're enthusiastic, you're idealistic, you're organized, diplomatic, responsible, and you are a good communicator who values connection with people. And Jaylin, you are an INTP, which is a thinker. You are intellectual, you are logical, you are precise, reserved, flexible, imaginative. Original thinkers who enjoy speculation and creative problem solving. Okay,
Who
we'll
are
dive.
the ENFG or ESFGs in the world?
Who are the ENFJs of the world? Where's the ENFJ? We can give you some examples. Hang on, yeah.
I think Nelson Mandela is INFJ.
INTP is like Albert Einstein.
Scientist, very curious.
I know like the advocate one is Nelson Mandela. ENFJ.
Lily Audrey.
Love Queen.
L.
Love Queen, the one, the series.
Really always from How I Met Your Mother. Elwoods. Carissa is maybe
Oprah Winfrey,
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence.
Matthew McConaughey.
Pope John Paul II.
Barack Obama.
Michael
Joe
Jordan.
Biden.
Emma Stone also.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
So people
the
are NIS.
ESFJ.
ENSJ.
ESFJ.
Taylor Swift.
Wow, Ariana Grande, J-Lo. Oh, I totally can see you. You're like, because Ariana
J-Lo.
plus
Whitney Houston.
How is
Alicia
she actually?
Keys. Jessica Alba.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Steve Harvey.
Oh, Prince William.
And
INTP.
INTP.
but these
Yeah,
are
no
just
celebrities.
celebrities.
Bill Gates, wow,
Wow.
got chance.
Oh,
Oh, Meryl
nice.
Streep,
Marie Curie.
Mary
Oh,
Curie,
all the,
Charles
like,
Darwin.
Wow.
Aubrey
That's
Aubrey
favorite.
Plaza is my favorite character in Parks and Rec.
That girl.
April Ludgate. Oh yeah,
April.
yeah.
Okay, let's dive a bit more into your personalities. So we start with JD, an INTP, the thinker.
Which number?
Quiet and introverted, they are known for having a rich inner world. But as JD is on the spectrum of an I and an E, so yeah, maybe
ENTP,
she's
yeah.
not a quiet and introverted. So INTP have a rich inner world and will focus their attention on their internal thoughts rather than the external world. They typically do not have a wide social circle, but they tend to be close to a select group of people. Is it true?
Yeah.
The INTP is also known as a logician because their thoughts and behavior are based on logic. Only 1 to 5% of the world have an INTP personality type. Key characteristics of INTP: quiet, reserved, thoughtful, enjoys thinking about theoretical concepts, and tend to be value intellectual over emotion, logical, good at analyzing data and making decisions, flexible and good at thinking outside the box. So the strengths and weaknesses of someone who is an INTP: logical and objective, abstract thinker, independent, loyal and affectionate, difficult to get to know, insensitive. The weaknesses:
Prone to self-doubt, very true.
self-doubt,
Struggles to follow. Yes.
and has trouble of expressing feelings.
I'm okay with that.
Others.
Self-doubt, right?
Yeah.
He is.
Oh, he had a
I'm
So INTP.
I should have been a pharmacist. I knew I should have been a mathematician or
You really should be a
programmer.
pharmacist now.
I was going to be a developer or programmer.
Tips for interacting with an INTP. Forming a
Shared
friendship.
interests, agree. All my
Shared
friends have shared interests with me. I don't make friends together. Shared interests with me.
But those who are friends with you tend to be very close. Parenting, relationships. It's quite difficult to get to know. Okay. That's about INTP. Is it true about you?
Yeah, mostly.
Yes.
Okay, let's now go to the next one.
ESFJ.
ESFJ, the caregiver. Soft-hearted and outgoing. They tend to believe the best about other people.
Yeah. I think we the best of other people. The console.
They are known as the caregiver or the console. Because they are extroverts, they love spending time with other people. In fact, they gain a lot of energy by interacting with other people.
Really?
Not really lah, a little bit lah. But I still like to have my own time actually.
Do you feel like tired when you go with other people? Or
Towards the end of the day, yes.
But I mean, in the beginning, you like,
I can be very shy also. Can be.
Like if you
Yes.
have a free weekend,
Mm.
would you rather
The people that I
spend time
know.
with friends, like a party, or go for a picnic with your loved one?
Picnic with my loved one.
But you're also in the
but
middle,
maybe
right?
if the one is like, I bet.
would you rather spending time reading a book at home or like going out for a party?
Not book lah.
Yeah. Watch movie, watch book.
We rather go to the book.
Yeah.
What movie then? Yes.
Well, they're good at encouraging others and making people to be the best version of themselves.
True. Yes. Empathy.
Good at empathy, but that means sometimes they have a hard time believing anything bad about people they're close to.
That's good.
Is ESFJ a rare personality?
It's actually quite common.
It's actually quite common. About 90%
Sure.
of the population has an ESFJ personality.
PJ or INFJ.
Characteristics of an ESFJ: sensitive to the needs and feelings of
Number
others.
4.
It's like they're kind.
To be noticed and appreciated. Yeah.
Oh.
Get easily hurt by unkindness and
Yes,
indifference.
correct.
Have a need of approval.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Provide care for others.
Yes.
Want to be liked by others.
Yeah.
Well, oh my god.
ESFJ raise high values and standards and tend to grow up to be generous adults. Conversely, those raised in a less generous environment may not be naturally in tune with giving to others and be more focused on themselves.
People deserve it.
ESFJs, but they are not pushovers. They enjoy helping others, but setting and maintaining clear boundaries allows them to protect
Yes.
themselves from being.
Correct.
Those with poor boundaries have a risk being over differential to the needs and opinions of others. The strengths of an ESFJ: kind and loyal, outgoing, organized, yes, practical and dependable.
Consensus is like thoughtful lah.
Correct.
Think a lot about other people.
They are weakness-
Needy? Not really. I'm not really needy. Needy, man? No. Approval seeking, yes. Sensitive to criticism, yes. Yes.
Dislike change.
Yes.
Intolerant.
Yeah, sometimes.
Controlling.
Tolerant limitation. Dominant.
Cognitive functions.
Then what?
Sounds like the
Oh, then the ESG is like joy. Oh, joy.
Oh. The happy joy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Career path.
ESFJs love spending time with other people.
not compliance lah, I think.
Career path.
Teaching.
Childcare.
Social work.
Wow.
Office manager can or
Reception.
Okay lah, can lah. Social work.
Childcare lah.
Physician. Nursing.
Childcare.
Bookkeeper.
What for people?
Tips for interacting with ESFJ. Friendships can be selfless to the point of overlooking their own needs to ensure that other people are happy. Be a good friend to someone. In this personality type means you should express your appreciation of their giving nature
Words of affirmation.
and make it reciprocate their kindness.
True.
Parenting.
Enjoy
Responsible.
spending
Your
your
child is. Oh, if your child is ESFJ.
Deep
No.
thinking.
Okay.
Okay, go to the
Okay,
last
next.
one.
ENFJ.
ENFJ.
The giver, loyal and sensitive, they are known for being understanding and generous. ENFJs described as warm, outgoing, loyal and sensitive.
Strongest people person.
Where?
Third paragraph.
Strongest
People
people.
person.
Wow.
Yeah. True.
What?
Very agree. Like I have a friend called Wicked who's also very
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because ESFJ,
yeah,
right?
it's very people
Oh my
person.
God, is it
Like
because
they are
I-
usually advocates for like they fight for all those campaign or like
Okay, ENFJ is one of the rarest types.
I've changed right? What's ENFP?
There's approximately 2% to 5% of people in the world who have an ENFJ personality. ENFJ are strong extroverts and enjoy spending time with other
20
people.
divided by 16.
20 divided by 16.
They have great people skills and they are often warm, affectionate and supportive. They are great at encouraging people. They are not selfish. tend to be too hard to themselves, blaming themselves when things go wrong and not giving enough credit. ENFJs are good at bringing consensus amongst diverse people.
Yes, just tricky. Approval seeking also.
Indecisive, right?
Yes, can be.
It's
Overly
compromising.
sensitive way.
White social
Overprotective.
circle, outgoing, warm-hearted, empathetic. It's quite similar with
With the
S.
S3, right?
Self-sacrificing, yeah.
She's caregiver and a giver.
Personality type.
Wow, manipulative, man. Yeah, it's hard to get manipulate your emotions.
Okay. So,
Barack
Oh,
Obama.
Bill Clinton, Barack Bono is who?
Mono musician, huh?
Into leasing.
You too.
So is this true about what they say so far about your personality?
I think okay, yes.
Okay.
Except for the manipulative part.
That's some of the
Optimistic.
weaknesses.
Oh, helicopter parent me.
True.
It's true.
What is a helicopter parent?
I'm
Being so
always
calm.
there, like I'm always there.
Covering over their kids all the time.
Oh,
So
okay.
that she's like, whatever. Oh, raise your kid, it's my kid, okay.
I did well.
They cannot be left alone.
Let's see what an ENFJ could do.
Oh,
He's
sales rep,
always
sales rep.
Manager. I mean, you just manager, but marketing, I guess.
Yeah.
HR will be good for
So
you.
I think like what you do now as the marketing manager of your company is good.
Teachers, psychologists, okay.
Tips for interacting with ENFJ. Care and support. Parenting.
Final thoughts.
Okay. So now let's go back to our presentation. So there are 16 different types of personalities, and we have explored the 3 different types. Again, like there is different type of personality, and you can see like it's all a different type of people and types of characteristics in every personality.
Okay.
Okay. Should we do a role play?
Okay.
We'll do a role play with the 2 most different personalities.
Oh,
So can you remember just now when you all asked like in an environment in the office where
Opposites attract.
what would you do when you have 2 people who are different in the office?
Okay.
Okay.
How?
So let's say we have the task. The task is to sell like maybe 20 of these scissors to a client. The client would be Joanne. And then Qingmei and Jaylin can be the salesperson. So we will see how there are different types of personalities can help Joanne sell this. Sell this to Joanne. Okay. You all can take a 5 minute, or you all can start now
Sound first, huh?
To sell to you this pen.
to sell these
Scissors,
scissors. Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have to think that you're that type, but maybe just
Yeah, it's
find
just how you do
something
it,
and see
like yeah. How will you sell to Joanne these scissors if you are in an office environment and you 2 are colleagues that are working with each other for this project?
Are we gonna do the pitch together or should we do the pitch? I think you should do the pitch.
I think we can do together, Jenny. Okay lah.
Okay.
So we start now.
Yeah.
How do I start?
Hi Jamie, Joanne.
Hello.
Joanne, our company is selling this scissors. It's actually a very good scissors. Can cut everything, right? Like from paper, pen, aluminium, metal, anything also can. And the best part, it comes in a lot of sizes.
And colours.
Colours.
And it's
Yeah.
child friendly too.
Yes, child friendly too. Exactly.
How many papers can I cut through?
1,000 also can.
Wow.
Because you have this size and you have the longer size one. So you go like so imagine if it's long, then the thing will be very, very big.
Wow.
Yeah, it saves time now when you want to cut like a lot of papers.
What do you do again, Joanne?
You mean like why do I need? Oh, what do I do at my office? I'm the office administrator.
Office administrator. And do you have a family?
Yes.
Then kids?
Yes.
Yeah, so like Chimei said, this is a really good pair of scissors because it can cut through up to 1,000 pages, and also it is actually very child friendly. So it's a special feature where if it detects that it's cutting through like human skin or something that is soft, it will automatically stop from cutting. So if you have kids, it's very safe. So you can even bring it home, but you know, like most scissors, you will cut through like it can hurt like a kid.
Oh, it's like a safety mechanism.
Yeah, that's our unique feature of our scissors.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of colours, so even your kids can bring it to school or different shapes also and sizes also.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is one though? Like, it's very expensive.
China will walk you through like the pricing.
The price is actually not very expensive. It's actually 100 ringgit. But if you see, right, it comes with a lot of colours, sizes. You can actually use it for everything.
Yeah. Like we have a special promo now also.
Yeah, you buy like you buy 3, I give you free 1. So you buying the price
So
of,
it'll be 300 ringgit or?
and you get 4.
But I don't need so many scissors. Like, can you
We have
this
installment plans at 0% as
Mm.
well. So you know we also have a 30-day trial period. If you don't like it, you can always return it to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can try it first lah.
You try
If
lah.
I just want one, like, could I have like a 50% off?
For 1 probably you take 2 lah, then I can give you second item for 50%.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, because I don't need 4 scissors. But
You can
who
take-
have used it before?
Wow, the Prime Minister. You actually Prime Minister. Yeah, he actually shared before.
Yeah.
On social
You
media.
you can check him out on Instagram.
Oh.
The current Prime Minister?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
very
really like
nice.
him lah.
Oh.
Yeah, but because his office they need to cut a lot of paper, sensitive
Oh.
material they cut a lot, so that's why they use ours. Because the hand don't get tired lah, so you use very little force can cut.
Very little force. It's very sharp.
automated. Yeah.
And we give we also give free sharpening services.
Oh,
So just come back to us and we'll sharpen for you as and when.
Wow.
Yeah, it has a 10-year warranty.
Yeah.
It's actually the price is very worthy already because we use a lot of technology in the scissors, so we're actually making a very small profit margin.
Yeah.
Where is it made?
Made in Germany, and it's actually made from duralumin metal. It's one of the thickest, the most solid, unbreakable metal in the world. Yeah. Usually duralumin is a very expensive one. They actually use it for aeroplanes one, you know, but because we understand consumers nowadays, they want it easy, fast, something that, you know, it's not like just cut once then spoil already, so you just, you know, come up with this lah, make a duralumin. Yeah.
How do you all make the safety mechanism? How do you all differentiate between the paper and then a finger?
Oh, there's a sensor.
Sensor,
there's a
yeah.
sensor, correct. Heat sensor
Sensor.
within the blade, so
Yeah.
and it detects immediately. So before the kid can even press down, there's an auto locking system that will just straight lock the scissors.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Ching
you.
and Jillian
Sold!
for
500
Yes,
pieces.
I-
the demonstration.
Thank you.
Okay, now we come back
So-
to our test, our personality test.
Thank you. What do you use a personality? I don't know.
Okay, so from that exercise just now, like, can you see the difference a bit in personalities when someone's trying to sell to you? Like, can you see, like, okay, let's just say from the energy source, like a more extroverted and introverted person. I think maybe not so much on this because they are quite the same for
But
both.
T and GF lah.
But where was the big differences in your?
T and F.
I think she's very caring. She starts like asking like, oh, what do you do? Because I don't do that. I just straight
But
away sell.
I'm the
already.
But he's a T or and you're the F.
No, I think I was thinking about how she is
Do
like.
do you realize that like Jaylin actually took some time? Like she analyzed, she thought about what she's going to say. But like for Chingmei, it comes quite natural. Like she straight away like use her sort of like her feelings, and she straight away went and sell it. And then Jaylin comes in later, and then like, oh, like after some thought, like, oh, like this is where she is from, like why would she need the scissors and stuff like that. And then for like the part where it's like taking in the information, I think one is a very high intuition person, and another one is a very high sensing person.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, so I think Jimmy
How
was
about
very
what?
good with the facts and details. Like, what if they say made from
Where do
Germany, made in Germany, then the practical side, I can cut 1,000 pieces of paper. And I think mine was more like how everything connects. Like, I was thinking like how to sell it in a way that it affects her lifestyle, right? So I'm thinking like just so I was asking more like that so that I can sell it to the concept lah.
Yeah. And also for like the perceiving and like judging part. So I think that like what do you all feel from this exercise? Because this is also another end of the spectrum for you all.
But that's what I would have thought that Jimmy would want some time to brainstorm to make her pitch.
Yeah, more confidently.
But she didn't straight in though, like,
But
is that because feelings?
if you
So
say
I know what I want to say.
if it's extroversion, then she likes to work it out,
Space.
people think out loud.
Yeah, so in a way, because I feel like Qingmei is more an extroverted person, she straight approached with the question like, "Hi Jamie, how are you?" Like, took her like just like 10 seconds, and she straight away just went and like, confidently went in. And then Jamie came in from like the back, like supporting and all that. So do you think that like then people from opposite spectrums can work together as a team based on this exercise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think like if Jimmy didn't say anything, I will wait until like someone say something that's not going to be me lah. I'll just
Yeah, but then again, it also complements each other with
Yeah.
the support and also like how you all actually like work as a team.
agree.
Okay, so there are many different types of personalities and there's so many types of different people in the world. Maybe 16 is not enough to categorize the broad base, but based on Myers-Briggs test, yes, there's only 16 type of people. And for a more further example, we can actually look at this video to see how maybe this type of 16 different personalities actually interact in a in an environment. So we'll look at this video and you see the 16 different personalities in a funeral.
Say, sorry that guy died. Why should I be sorry? It's not like I killed him. All you have to say is, I'm gonna go hide. Anyway, what it really meant is that funerals get you thinking about who's gonna attend mine. Yeah,
Sorry,
it's not
first of all,
really. Let me
I think you need to mute your computer
tell you,
because
there are
there's
some
problem.
people I do not want there.
Can we start from the start?
Okay, we start
Oh, and then
again.
the top there's the
You mute your computer
I
and
think
you
we
come
put
on.
it louder there.
Okay.
Okay.
Why should I be sorry? It's not like I killed him.
maybe we quiet that one again.
I think it was really bad.
Cannot.
Let me tell you, there are some people I do not want there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thinking about what to say to people exactly. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Sorry that guy died. Why should I be sorry? It's not like I killed him. All you have to say is, I'm gonna go hide. Anyway, what it really meant is that funerals get you thinking about who's gonna attend mine. Yeah, me too. It's not really what it meant. Let me tell you, there are some people I do not want there. Right, like my old coworker Timmy. I hate that guy. Well, I guess you're just gonna have to outlive him. Oh, I will. I'll see to it. I'm so sorry about your Uncle Clarence, Amelia. I barely knew him. Oh, okay. Why are all of my employees here? I told them all to be here to support you during this difficult time. I would have felt more supported if they had just kept working. Sure. So sorry for your loss. Lunch is included, right?
Just jingle.
103 years old, that old age. Well, isn't that an interesting coincidence? Very interesting coincidence. Clearly a cover-up. But the question is, we kill an old man. I've watched enough true crime shows to know it's always the wife. True, but I think the wife died 25 years ago. Then there's a chance it's not the wife. We must investigate. It's the least we can do for Clarence, who we've never met. Everyone is so raw and vulnerable at a funeral. It's a good place to meet some honey bunches of oats. Honey, the cereal is slang for spicy senoritas. No way. Don't act like you've never heard it before. I don't believe anyone's ever heard it before. All right, I'll catch you later. I see a honey bunches of oats on our way back from the coffee. I just love this. The energy, the people, the stories. A dude died. That's what I'm saying. It should be a celebration, not boo, baby cry fest. No offense. None taken. I think it's time for someone to go around and cheer everyone up. Wish I had popcorn. Did you say there's popcorn somewhere? I'm starving, Marvin. So much emotion. Do you mind if I get a few candid shots? Yes. What? Move! No, not you. Get the shot. What are you doing? Sorry, when I see a camera, I have an uncontrollable posing reflex. The doctor says it's incurable. We never talk at work, so I was hoping if I stand here, we could also not talk. Yeah, sure. You ever heard of honey bunches of oats? Never mind. So, the deceased was your grandfather, huh? Yeah. What did you stand to gain from the old man's death? What? Perhaps there was more hiding in your grandfather's closet than a stack of old girly magazines. Okay, sorry. I gotta go. Suspicious. What could have pushed a young man to commit grand patricide? So, what brings you here? Death. Who? Oh, you blinked. Let me try again. You're killing me! You would wear I look really sad. Really, dude? People, why the long faces? We're at a funeral, not the DMV. This is painful. Oh, let's look up some music. Who wants to hear my Spotify rap? Is this painfully hilarious? I'm sorry, most of these tracks are white noise that I use for sleep, but there are some bangers in here somewhere. Just hold on a second. Oh, here's one. No, that's just more white noise. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, I was just, tying my shoes. Your shoes are Velcro. Sorry that guy died. Yeah, thanks. Not that I need to apologize. My hands are clean. Okay? If I killed him, then I need to apologize, but... I think they're about to start the service. Oh, yeah, right. I have so many amazing memories of Uncle Clarence. Like, there was this one time, he was at this location. How does Anna Maria know your uncle? She doesn't. He did this thing that was so funny. He just kind of had to be there. It doesn't really translate to Netflix. But I laughed so much when it happened. I pooped my pants a little. One last thing. You know that essence of Clarence, that fluorescence, that thing that just makes you laugh so hard you need to have an extra pair of pants whenever you're around him? You might think that now that we've lost him, it's gone forever too. But it's not. He lives on through us. Are you okay? I just remembered there's no Taco Bell breakfast after 11. Not for our next eulogy. Okay, hold up. I got something to say. In retrospect, this was a bad idea. Our story begins with a man departing this earth at the ripe old age of 103. But something didn't add up. Maybe Clarence was murdered. Oh! Or maybe it was just natural causes after all. Or was it? Alright, this is inappropriate. Oh, we're not joking around. We're amateur sleuths. This is actually our first case. It turns out that Clarence was leading a double life. Unknown to most, he was an avid online gamer. This eulogy is even worse than mine. And over time, his online avatar, the Clarence Incinerator, it became famous in the gaming community for his epic pwnage of news. The Clarence Incinerator? He's pwned me many times. Is it wrong if I say I'm glad he's dead? Yeah. Somehow, the grandson found out and became consumed with jealousy over the old man's virtual glory. Okay. What? Most troubling to this young man here was the Claire Incinerator's legion of young female fans, or as they're known online, honey bunches of oats. Told you. Shut up. No. I refuse to accept this. No. Is this normal at a funeral? You're fired. That's fair. The grandson confronted the old man, a confrontation that fueled by a toxic mix of envy and energy drinks escalated into a tragic finale. IRL. Okay, that is enough. You are making a mockery of this funeral. Sorry, maybe we were... You'll never take me alive! I knew it! Oh my gosh! Move out of the way! No, not you. Want to see what else I learned in karate class? Get lost. Hi, cool. Okay. No. Who's my shoulder? You two whack jobs were right. Life, as it turns out, can be stranger than... Wait a second. How did you guys solve a murder in 20 minutes? I'm just curious. It's not like I'm trying to plan a murder and want to see where this guy went wrong. A witness came forward. Hi, yeah, I was just standing by the coffin and... Oh no, Grandpa, I'm so sad. Oh, game over, Grandpa. Try responding now. All the honey bunches of oats are mine. Enough with the honey bunches of oats! I am sorry. Okay, really? You guys are gonna believe this weirdo? Well, that and the part where you scream, "You'll never take me alive," and brandish the weapon. Right, okay. Ah, and here are the police that take you away.
Got a pizza here for Theo.
Unless the police got new uniforms, I don't think that's them.
Theo.
That's me. Why does the pizza guy have a siren?
He ordered an emergency.
Emergency pizza, yeah.
Pizza Hut does emergency pizzas now.
I could use one of those.
Hi everyone, welcome back from your break. Before we conclude, I would like to introduce another activity, which is the Deserted Island game. Okay, so Jaylin, Joanne, and Qingmei, imagine yourselves stranded in a deserted island, and you only have 5 minutes to gather what you need from the shipwreck. Okay. In the next 3 minutes, can you please think of what you would like to gather from the ship, and then we will then discuss and share with the group.
Wait, say again, like we are in a...
You are stuck in a deserted island, and you have 5 minutes to salvage anything you need from your shipwreck.
Okay.
Yeah, what would you salvage if you are in a deserted island?
So anything also can.
Yeah,
whatever
anything
you
also
think
can, whatever you can think.
From the ship.
From the ship, okay?
And then deserted island.
Yeah. Okay, time's up. What are the things that you will gather? Maybe we can start with Qingmei.
My canned food,
Yeah.
and then my dogs. My dogs is in the ship. So it's very important. My dogs. Inflatable float, matches because I don't want to light. Then torchlight. The rest all I can find it in the desert island.
Okay. How about you, Joanne?
Food,
Yeah.
emergency kit like the smoke SOS thing so people can save me from
Okay.
the island. Blankets in case toilet time so very cold. We can take the blankets. Guns because we never know what kind of wild things are there.
Yeah.
Save ourselves. In like supporting phone, but any type of like communication tool that could still work, it would be great. So in case there's something that can signal or can make some signal, then people can still save us.
Okay, and Jaylin?
Quite similar to yours. I said food and water because I assume that in the island there won't be water lah because you can't drink seawater.
Okay.
And I also choose matches or lighter. Then as much clothing and blanket also in case it gets cold and you feel like a fortress or something. And then I also will bring a mattress.
Mattress?
Yeah, because the floor very hard, so at least I can
Oh my
sleep
god,
at night.
Uh,
And then bring a knife or a pair of scissors. And then I will also I'll still take my phone down just in case I can get line lah. So I think I'll probably try to walk around and try to get a line.
okay. Based on the items that you all brought, how do you think it relates to your MBTI? So, Jimmy, you are an ESFJ,
ES?
right?
Yeah.
Which is a giver.
I'm the giver.
Which is a caregiver.
I think it's very interesting that you choose your dogs. Like you talk about your dogs when you
Yeah,
were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always tell like my husband, like if let's say there's like a zombie attack or whatever, the first thing that I'm gonna grab with me is my dog and their dog food. That's the first thing, you know, put in my bag. I prepare
Which is dog food ah?
my dogs and the dog food.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the first thing.
If you got in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, zombie apocalypse or whatever lah.
But
Yeah.
if you have you seen the show called A Quiet Place?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then you'll
the
be the first to
family.
die. Maybe lah,
The
the
dog,
dog has a
right?
dog bark.
Garlic, yes.
Oh.
Onion, no. Yeah.
Damn stress with the show is like, should I go onion or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe lah, the dog.
So someone who is very caring, maybe that's why you chose your dogs to
Yeah.
come with you. And like as you also mentioned, if it's in a zombie apocalypse, it would actually put other people's needs before yours first.
Mm.
That's why you will choose your dog food, maybe instead of finding some human food. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you eat dog food. But you can feed human food to your dog mah.
Cannot, not good I think.
Oh my god.
But also like,
Salty.
I think because she's S, right? Like she probably didn't think of saying like, I don't know, because there's no, what do you do?
But I didn't put phone. I wanted to put phone, but I feel that you can't use the phone there, so no line and all. So I think you need that.
But I feel like true. But I was thinking like in the event that like my phone someone can
Apple.
detect lah.
Mm.
Yeah, like I
Apple,
walk around
I
the
lost my
island.
phone.
Like in the morning I will walk around the island to think of like where I can get line if I can.
But the matches, is it for SOS or just keep warm?
To keep myself warm because I don't want to light a fire. So it's easier.
And your
for me
matches
lah.
is for?
Both lah, like at night you got so that you prevent the wild animals from attacking you and to get warm and also maybe got sun.
Because maybe N is like big
It's intuition.
Yeah,
visionary,
more
so you
intuition,
need
yeah.
like you need like to get out of it,
Get out what?
like the island. So a lot of things that we chose needs to get us out of the island.
I
Yeah.
don't talk about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But,
Got like a holiday to make.
I chose
but I
the
think because
mattress lah.
she does the senses a
Yeah,
lot.
so it's like
So it's like a
other
feeling of
things.
like what on the spot that she feels like she likes. Then she needs to, you know,
Mm.
care for the things.
like survival on the spot. Then
Yeah.
for us, I mean, first I really need an SOS mode because I need to get out of the island. So that's like
Really, really.
And I think another interesting finding is if you can see the thought process, thinker and feeler. I think like I don't know, like Jaylin managed to list down a bit more things like 6 compared to.
I'm 5.
Yeah, actually I would put like more things, but then I'm like okay lah, maybe I would say like I would put like the fireworks or the things to shoot out all that. But then-
Flame guns or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, like if realistically maybe the ship won't have it, so then I didn't put them. But now I'll probably bring an axe or. And then when you say guns, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think of guns, but I'll probably bring an axe lah, like. Or a spear.
Also very interesting is to find that she makes an app which is a feeler. So she actually like I don't know, like
What is that? What is it?
she
I
actually
don't
thinks
even
of
have
like
my dogs. Because my dogs wouldn't know what to do, so I have to save my dog first. Like,
But like, why is your dog on the ship?
Yeah.
They were shopping with me.
Oh.
Yeah. I bring them wherever they go. Wherever I go.
So it's very interesting to see that like someone, you know, even if you put them in a deserted island situation, even what they have on their ship is different. And like who is with them on their ship. Yeah.
Sure, like the emergency kit already, right?
A lot is actually all this. Like, you get to cut yourself.
Oh, true.
我其实是在那。
Okay. So before we end today's session,
Yeah, that's really not
Really
practical.
practical,
Really
right?
practical.
But you
yourself
need to
also
sleep
Well,
well.
sit well.
Yeah.
You stand
Get
yourself
out from the
on the
place.
No, it's not.
But the ship is wrecking already. It's so hard to carry the mattress
So
on the
I
ship.
was thinking of the foldable mattress. I bring one thin mattress for myself so at night I can sleep properly. So that when I wake up, I can function better.
One
But
sleep
when
is like the
No, but
priority
if you're gonna be
for-
deserted in the island for like more than 1 week, right, then you need to, then I need to have a good sleep.
What will you do for you? Let's say you.
if I
Okay,
was in a
okay.
deserted
Yeah.
island, I'll definitely take a first aid kit, matches. I will find some food sources. I'll find for any communication tools from the ship. I'll take anything that can float. I'll look for ropes, and I will then also, I will find like a compass or something from the ship to navigate. Yeah. But then again, I don't think there's any right or wrong answers. Yeah. So to actually conclude this, the Myers-Briggs test is actually just an indicator or a self-report inventory to identify a person's personality type, strength, and preferences. Okay, there's no sort of like a right type of like personality or wrong type personality. Whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, there is no such there's no such thing as right or wrong. It's just used as an indicator to understand the people around you better. So if you're in an environment where you have 100 people, there will be maybe multiple personalities, which is 16 different types of personalities. And based on today's discussion and lecture, you can see that like different types of personalities work differently with different type of people, how different people think. So if you do understand how this type of MBTIs in other people, like other people have, and then I think it is easier then to communicate and work together, especially in the workplace. Okay. This test was done a bit a while ago, so it is not as as accurate or as relevant, but there are further tests that has been done based on this theory. So this is actually just a foundation for many other future tests. Okay. Would you all like to maybe give some feedback or some takeaways or any questions before we conclude today's lecture or topic?
So let's say I now know I'm an INTP, but then I'm in a role that it wasn't listed just now. Or like maybe the role is like different from my personality and how.
I think that is just a career guideline. It doesn't have to be like examples of people in that personal role. And then as again, like you feel like when you're at work you're a different person or at home you're a different person. So I personally feel that like this is just a guideline of what your traits are, but you do not have to follow that career path, because this is just an indication of what is suitable for that MBTI. I think it's more for you to understand your personality and your preferences, and to know what type of like the way you think, the way you process information, and decide.
Yeah, this training is actually very good for me. Like because this is me ESFJ
Yeah.
So I cannot assume everybody to be like me like that. Because last time I used to be like, hey, why this person's not like me like go getter, like, hey, do it now means do it now, they do procrastinate. Because I'm not used to people who procrastinate, see?
Yeah.
Because I'm not like that. So with this, I understand more like, hey, everybody's different. So it's how we can meet at the middle, you know?
True.
Because there are things that I may not used to how another person do his or her work. That person also may not be comfortable. Like, why Chimei work so fast one? Like chill lah, like realize we have timeline and all.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good for me lah, like how we can meet in the middle to work together. So most of my colleagues, they are very introverted actually. Because I'm coming from sales background, right? So I'm more extroverted.
Yeah.
So with them is I have to break the ice. I talk to them. Then slowly they will open their door and let me come in and be in their world and talk to them. So it's something that is good lah. Like I need to learn also. I cannot assume like everybody's like me. Right?
Yeah, and that's how you learn that like people have different personalities, even though it might not be the same, but they will still feel a certain way, or like have a certain preferences, and that's how maybe it will help you communicate with them easier or better in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must compromise also lah. Not always like, must be like me, No, cannot.
Yeah,
It's not
especially
fair,
if
it's
you
not
are
fair.
working with someone who's more like a directive, a dictator type of characteristics.
Yeah.
And maybe you also as a more submissive type, or more quiet, or more agreeable type, then have to also understand where they're coming from. So I think this is why like the whole MBTI was created. Joanne, any takeaways from today?
I think for me personally, like it was just interesting to see the little shift in the last sort of dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although it's like the P and J is very near, but it was interesting to see that shift has happened, and that I always thought that personality doesn't change. Like because I have always been ENFP throughout a good time of my life, which is from high school at A1, uni,
Yeah.
early working life, it's always been ENFP, but this is the first time it changed to J. So yeah, I mean it doesn't really mean a lot, but like for me it's like I thought it should always be the same, right?
Yeah.
Then
I think like personality tests can change, especially if there are big changes in your life. I think one of the big differences, as you mentioned, was when you were in high school or earlier in your career path, is you didn't have children. So maybe having children in your life, definitely you need to have a lot more planning, be a lot more organized, compared to being a P where you can like just perceive and be more spontaneous. Because you then now have not only your life to live, but you also have to be also taking care of other children. So I think personality tests, I think it will change. So it's quite good to do it every maybe 4 or 5 years just to see where you are. Especially like Jaylin and you also, where the score is very close. Like Jaylin has with her extroversion and introversion, she's actually equal. Maybe in the next few years she might switch to one more that is more stronger. Yeah.
Maybe in 5 years I might change from J to P also.
True. Or
Yeah,
you might
very
maybe change
perceived.
to
but
Possible.
when
also.
E and P
to
is
I.
very far away.
So I maybe would it.
or maybe we E to I.
Yeah, possible also maybe different events like,
It's true. Even text them actually.
yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah.
time.
S is what? Sensing and intuition.
Because of time.
Oh.
But I feel things that are very high at is maybe a bit harder to
To change,
change. Yeah. For example, there's
Like you're
like
in the extreme.
some where you're an extreme like
Like your S and your G, I think I had change. Your T and
Yeah.
F may.
T and F may, yeah.
yeah.
Feeling and feeling, yeah. Maybe I think
Because
sometimes I think
always change.
yeah. So I'm more to feeling. I think maybe now I'm more to thinking a bit.
Actually, and T is always.
When you get older, you think more.
But I think it's like okay to have differences lah, because like the where you lack is where the other person can pick up also.
But would it be better if everybody, like
No.
your partner is exactly the same as you? No, right?
It's not better or it's not
yeah.
worse.
It can be good
I think
in on good things lah, right? Like
Actually,
you can see maybe where the person is coming from, but also at the same time, if both are stubborn and both are like not empathetic, then I think we will like continuously argue and debate, but nobody wants to understand how the other person feels. Then it's very hard to.
But I think what I'm saying is like if you're the complete opposite, right? Then that takes a little bit more effort, right?
Yeah.
Everybody do.
Yeah.
But as like what you say, exactly, that sounds very true. I feel like just be like, so let's just say now like either your colleague or whoever you are close to is a T. So it's like the way that they process or explain where they're coming from. Maybe it will sound more like insulting or very direct because like wow, like you got with no feelings, but actually it's just their way of talking, not so
Yeah.
much like they don't care,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But actually it's just their way of explaining, but maybe they have a lot of feelings. It's just that the way of explaining it sounds very cold lah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But then if you come from a very feeling part and explain like in a more caring side, then it's also actually very nice. But then the thinker would then should know that like it's not that you have no reasoning or no logic, it's just that you are trying to be more empathetic or kind lah. I think lah.
Yeah, very well explained, Jenny. Because I feel that it's good to have a blend. Also, it's not wrong to not have a blend. Then things will get like more easier done. If let's say like as your example of being in a relationship, you both have the same MBTIs, maybe a lot of things could get done faster, a lot more agreement. But maybe if it's complete opposite, then there'll be a lot more thoughts, and then there'll be a lot more debates or something different. But then again, you get more like opinions and different types of perspectives and thinking from a different type of angle.
If 2P then nothing will get done after whole
Cannot be 2P same.
Like 2J then you want
Strong.
you want that your day your week must be planned this way and then the other J must be then nobody want to budge because you will think that your plan is right. That's why can is can, but also it depends lah, right, how do you still navigate it.
So in conclusion, this is just a personality test. So it's for you to understand people better and to know yourself better. And as Jingli mentioned, like to then understand how other people feels. So it's easier to communicate and to also understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I end today's training. Thank you all so much for coming. It was very nice to have all of you all. I hope you all can take away something from today, and hope to see you all again in the future. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys. Sorry again that I have to call you all back because I would like to actually get some feedback from you all. These are some forms for you all to fill up. If you don't mind, thank you very much. Okay. We also have different courses that we offer here. You can visit our website www.tcc.com.
Do you also offer like online courses or is it must come to the center?
We do offer online courses. In our website, you will see a link. Courses offered and courses that are available. Also, you can feel free to email the admin for any other courses that you are interested in. We have quite a vast list of trainers that are associated with our company.
Okay.
Also, if you don't mind, you can drop us a Google review.
Have you been doing this training very long? Specifically on MBTI?
Yes, actually, I have been maybe doing this about 10 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you also apply this to your own personal life, like
Yes, actually just for personality, but then again, because I've been doing this a long time, I know that MBTI is just a personality test, so it doesn't really like it doesn't really mean that like it sort of like, for example, when Jaylene asked, oh, so what career should I do? Yeah, I don't let it affect like the career that I do, but more like just use it as a guideline
Why
for
do you
personality.
choose why do you choose MBTI out of all the different types?
I think it's interesting before you go into any bigger type of topics to actually know why your personality first before you actually look into something a bit more deeper like social styles or communication preferences. Yeah. Okay, thank you again for coming. Really lovely to have you all, and thank you for participating so much for today's class.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.